Hello everyone, this is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. You are watching day 7 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar unboxing. We're opening window number 7 in today's video. I do have video tutorials showing the openings of all the previous windows along with video tutorials and projects for every day except for day number 6, just because I ran out of time and I didn't have the time to film day number 6, but I did share my favorite Spellbinders club kits instead of day number 6 or on December 6th. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have today. I'm going to use my tool-in-one to help me pop this window open, and let's take a look. Oh wow, look at these. Looks like these are layering stencils. Who doesn't love layering stencils? And these are florals. Yay, love that. So let's open it and take a look at the actual product. So we have, these look like a half of a A2 panel in size. So maybe if you ink blend these twice, you can have a full floral background for your card. Well, we'll check that out. We'll test if that's really the case. So we have 3 stencils and these are layering. So you ink blend all the different layers and different colors of ink and you have a beautiful background. So here I have already ink blended one panel or one grouping of these images on a panel of Spellbinders Sage cardstock. I wanted to do something different. You know, I wanted to try and have a different color for the background of this card. So I picked Sage. It's a newer green color from Spellbinders, the muted green. It's one of my favorite greens lately. By the way, there's also a new Sage color from Simon Says Stamp. That sage is slightly darker than this sage, and both are stunning. So if you can, get both of these because they're just beautiful. I probably should do a video and show the 2 colors side by side so you guys can see the comparison. I don't have any footage showing those 2 colors in this video, but they are beautiful. They are very, very beautiful, very stunning colors and absolutely perfect for some refreshing card making. So here I'm ink blending layer number 1 and I'm using Sage color. I'm using Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks. These ink blend beautifully. I also love them because they clean up nicely. They do not stain stencils. They do not stain stamps. They are easy to clean, and I can just use a damp baby wipe or a paper towel and wipe my stencils clean, and they look like new ones. I'm done using them. So next I am using Surf and Ocean to ink blend the flowers. So here I have the 2 layers ink blended and I just have the 3rd layer to do. There are dots in the corners of these stencils and the dots are there to help you align the stencils and position them on your background. The way you use this is when you place the first stencil, you use a pencil and you just add pencil marks in those openings, in those holes. And then when you do the 2nd and the 3rd layer, you just align the layers over those pencil marks. So that makes it very easy to align the stencils. I didn't do that because, well, I just didn't do it. I'm not very good at aligning stencils. I prefer to eyeball it. So that's what I did. So I went back to the small flower and I reblended that using Ocean color. And now I'm going back to the flower center for the flower in the center and I'm using Raindrop color to add the flower center here. I did not do a very good job positioning this on my panel. I kind of wanted it scooched a little bit toward the center, but I didn't do a very good job planning the placement. So you will later just see me trimming this panel slightly and using a die to make sure that it is all nice and centered on my card. After a little bit of planning, here I have a sentiment created for the card. I used an older Glimmer hot foil plate set to create this sentiment. I just checked and unfortunately these are no longer available on the website. I'm so sad and I'm sorry guys. I always try to use products that are current and still available and these sentiments are my favorite. I'm not sure at what point they became discontinued, but they are no longer available. However, there is still a stamp set available with these messages. It actually includes additional stamps, additional messages, and I'm looking at it now, and I think that I should probably get it because it's just so, so cute. So if you don't have these glimmer hot foil plates, you can get a stamp set and use that instead. Here I use the Moon Dust foil from Spellbinders to foil it on the brushed black cardstock. You guys know me, that is my favorite color of cardstock. And I also really like the Moon Dust foil because it's just so pretty. Here I used the same brushed black cardstock and I paired it with some rectangle dies from Spellbinders. These are the Perfect Touch rectangles from the Happy Hour collection. I have been using these quite a lot. I haven't shared anything that I made using those yet because I, again, haven't had the time, but these rectangles are fantastic and I really like the edge detail that they create on the paper. It kind of looks like leather. It's so beautiful, so subtle. I just love it. So I cut a panel using the largest rectangle from that set. The panel is the size of the A2 card front. So it's going to go on the front of my black side folding card base. And now I'm just fiddling a little bit with my ink blended panel. At first I wanted to trim it down using a paper trimmer, but later I decided to use another rectangle from this die set, a smaller one, a size smaller, and just trim this panel down using that rectangle and basically layer the two rectangles to create my card. I used double-sided adhesive tape to add the black panel onto a card base. So this is an A2 black side folding card base. This card base is by Simon Says Stamp. I will add a white cardstock panel on the inside of the card. And here I have trimmed my ink blended panel using the smaller rectangle from the Perfect Touch rectangles set. And I'm going to add my sentiment and add the panel, and this is going to finish my card. I'm using thin foam adhesive squares in black and I'm adding them from the back of my ink blended panel. You can see that the back of my ink blended panel is now black. That's because I cut another panel from black cardstock and I adhered it from the back of my ink blended panel to make my ink blended panel a little bit sturdier. I do this whenever I pop things up, and I'm just going to foam mount that in the center of my panel. With that done, I'm adding my sentiment panel. Here I have used regular black foam adhesive squares, so just adding that in the center. I am using my Simon Says Stamp T-square ruler to make sure that it is centered and also positioned straight. I do typically eyeball, but here, no matter what I did, it just did not seem straight to me. To finish this card, I used the Spellbinders gems in Onyx Black. I added a bunch onto my flowers, and then I also added tiny little white dots to some of the flowers here and there to finish this card. So that's a look at the project I have created for you using day 7 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. I hope you are enjoying these video series. My goal is to have a video tutorial for you every day throughout December until we open every window of the Crafty Advent Calendar from Spellbinders. The Advent Calendar is still available if you haven't purchased it yet. You can purchase it for yourself or for a crafty friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. Love you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow.